Yeah, we've seen quite a few PVZs today, but I don't know, all the ones we've seen have either been cheese fests or really drawn out games with cool builds. So, been happy with what we have so far. Hopefully these games can continue to deliver.
It's gonna really come down to like, does Zeal want to cheese or not? Because I don't feel like Next is one of those cheesy players. All right. Who did the intro last time? I keep forgetting.
I got it. Spawning in the top left, we have the blue Zerg player from Isubal. He has school in 90 minutes, so hoping to close this game out. It is Next. And spawning in the bottom right, we have the yellow Protoss player from BrwL Esports, losing 2-1 in that last series, the last PvP. It is Zeal. So
Really, I thought you were gonna say PiLiPiLi. I'm like, it's Pili. Wait a minute, this isn't PiLiPiLi. Throwing down the pylon at the wall there.
So he's not going for his usual forge. He mixing it up with the gateway expand.
I imagine so.
I mean, he
Unless he wants to go Nexus first gateway. Oh my god, new meta.
He saw his Next go for the really greedy 3 hatch against PiLiPiLi. So if he wanted to try his cannon rushes, I mean, would be a good gamble. Or maybe he is trying to go for the longer game, so Next has to forfeit because school's going on.
Well, I'm pretty sure every game Nexus played in a PvZ, he's gone for the 15 hatch. But it looks like there it goes, Bonnie Pool first at 13. Choosing the earliest Bonnie Pool.
Yeah, so
maybe deviate from his normal play.
So a good choice here from Zeal, but he's going to go for the low ground Nexus first. Completely blind.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Does he... Because of the pylon in the base, makes me think he's going to go for the gateway instead of the forge.
Yeah, no hatchery.
And Nexus is at 15. Wow. That's quite interesting.
Alright, so hatchery going down now.
The gateway. There is going to be a timing where the spawning pool's done, it can get some economic damage done.
Especially because he went Nexus Gate.
Who was it? Parting does it, something similar, where he likes to take 2 bases very quickly, take a 3rd base, and then push out with a whole bunch of Blinkstalkers. So it might be that build.
Very well,
that's
might
what it's looking like to shape up as. That's what it looks like. That queen about halfway complete now as well. Actually, here we go. Drone at the back. Oh, spine crawler question. For cancelling.
He sees the Nexus now. I guess he was a little bit confused. But oh well, minor loss there, cancelling. That's fine. We really don't have any idea how Zeal plays PvZ from this series because this is the 3rd series we've casted from him. The first 2 games were just super cheesy cannon rushes. So yeah, I'm happy to see a macro game from him today.
Well, if you go for the Nexus first, usually it's indicative that you're going to go for a very specific build order where you get the army you want out, you get the unit comp you want out, and you hit at a very specific time. So I'll be very surprised if he does anything else but do a strong timing attack of some kind. Like whether that be Stargates, whether that be a blink all in or something like that. That's usually what happens if they go for the Nexus first. We're getting a Warp Tech up now as well and being joined by a Stalker. Going to be able to push those Overlords away. The Militia Core is almost complete as well. Still sitting on no gas though is next, so he's going to forfeit speed for quite a long time. He didn't actually get that in one of the ZVZs he played, so maybe he won't get it this time either. Just using the links for scouting information. Zeal is choosing to move out across the map now though. Here's the good thing about the Cybercore timing though, is because you get the gateway so early, you get the Cyber early, you get Warp Tech early, and you can actually pressure if you want to with 3 or 4 gates, and this looks like he's going to throw it out his 2nd, 3rd, and not going to go for the 4th, so maybe just 3-gate aggression.
Yeah, this should be really strong against the gases opening.
That was nice. He actually hid the Stalker, but now it looks like he's going to show it anyway. But he kept it behind the mineral line, so it looked at first like he wanted to hide it. But then he showed it to chase down the extra zealot.
The Roach Warren is down, But a Stargate is going up here for Zeal back at home. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out. It's definitely going to be a pretty hard hold here for next here at his third base if 3 gateway pressure comes. This pylon location is so strong too because you can warp right on the low ground, and it's such a pain for units to travel back around to clean that up.
Well, his warp tech's finishing. He's warping in his gateways now. So it looks like that's exactly what he's setting up for. However, the Roach Warren has just finished now for next, and he has produced, looks like he's got 6 roaches on the way now. So once they pop, he's going to hold this. But until they do, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. He's going to get the snipe on the Queen, unless he lets it live. But I can't imagine that he's going to let that happen.
God. 5 health.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Oracle is coming too, so getting that Queen would have been a huge pickoff here because he would have significantly less defense against the incoming Oracle. But the Queen did live. It's going to heal up, and then the natural.
But he does get the snap on the other Queen. No, it didn't. It went to the third base. Being reinforced with more Queens now as well. Creep spread looking decent. Going to start pushing out across the map. Where is that Oracle? It's about 2/3 about across the map. Going to be going into that third base. There's not many drones to pick off there. There's only the 3, and he's going to be encompassing those 2 Queens. So not a good place for him to be.
It's 2 Oracle or 2 drones. Sorry, with the Oracle.
We do see the spores go up at every location. If he's not careful, he's going to lose it. And down it goes. Nicely done by Next there, getting the kill on that Oracle. That just gives him a lot more freedom in the game.
Yeah, doesn't have to worry about Revelation coming back in either. Doesn't have to keep his queens in position.
We are seeing that +1 weapon attack upgrades being thrown down for Zeal as well. Being followed by the Twilight Council. Speed is almost complete now for Next. Continuing to drone up. Let's have a look at our units tab, just see the story. We're at 54 probes to 54 drones, but we do have the additional base, which is completed for Next, and Zeal's is halfway complete. Throwing down an additional 2 gateways and a lot of sentries.
So yeah, this Roach Force shouldn't really do anything here with this Void Ray.
Nah, it's going to get pushed away by Void Ray.
Does lose a
nice
Roach.
Little focus fire to make sure he gets the kills.
It's 2 Roaches there, very nice. Void Ray being super valuable. The Hydra Den is almost done.
Next is getting up to that drone count he wants to be on as well. He's sitting at 68 now to the 58 probes of Zeal. So the longer this game goes on, it makes me feel like it's going to start swinging in Nexus' favor, as that aggression didn't really do what Zeal was kind of hoping it would do.
This map definitely is really strong for Protoss as it goes into the late game against Zerg.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that's why he made so many sentries.
Yes.
Force field off in so many different locations. But, you know, Next doing quite well with his scouting again, as we've seen him do in past games, keeping those Zerglings out across the map.
The Robo is on the way now. It's about halfway done. And so is Blink, and +2 is just being started. So by the time the Hydras reach a critical count, there should be +2 Colossi out. They'll probably shred through the Stalker, or the Hydra, excuse me, were only going to have a +1 attack upgrade. They won't have +1 armor. So, very solid defensive play here for Zeal.
It feels like Zeal's just waiting for his upgrades to start hitting. But he's getting Blink, but he doesn't really have that many Stalkers on the field at the moment. Instead, having a lot of sentries instead. So, I'm not sure if Zeal's going to be able to hit.
He's built up quite a thing, so he just decided to warp in a full round of Stalkers.
There we go. He's reinforcing like another 20 Stalkers.
And he's going for the Warp Prism as well. I really like this play.
Yeah, but that Hydra count's going to start swinging as well. Going to take that 4th base at the different location. He did have it down there, so he must have down to the left, so he must have cancelled it and then remade it.
This patrolling wing here sees the Warp Prism, so very nice scouting here from Next. He's going to have
back to deal with that straight away.
He's going to have Army in position to shut down this Warp Prism.
If he's not careful, is he actually going to split it? I'd love to see Next just select those 5 or 6 Hydras down the bottom and then send them around the to the other right-hand side, and then just so he can pick it off if he goes back that way. Very nice play. But it is coming around to the natural location, and we do see that hive coming up now at the 1330 mark.
So you're just gonna go straight into the main with this Warp Prism. There's only one Roach here and a handful of wings. So we'll get cleaned up. Gonna trade pretty well against these Zerglings here, but results to get shut down with
Actually, that was fantastic. He just brought Nex out of position. He's going to hit that 4th base. All the drones are going to go down, and the hatchery is going to go down as well. And he's got full energy on the mothership core, so the recall is there if needed.
And there, the recall goes down. The Warp Prism is still a threat outside the main base.
That's very nice. Just doing a little bit of that harassment, aggression, and he can just cut him out. Actually, those sentries stuck? No, they can get out now. I thought they were stuck between the Robo and the Gateway, but they do slip out there in the end. Just a little bit of funny UI.
So, Zeal actually did not decide to go for the Robo bait here. He was just making Immortals out of that Robo, which is going to be a good choice because he's getting Storm. So he and next is too scared to attack because this Warp Prism is still a threat. If he moves out with his army, Zealots just get warped into his main base.
Another 5 Zealots. They're going to go into that 4th base. Going to try and get the snipe again. Though he doesn't have charge, so they're going to take a little bit more time getting there. But he could focus it down. But they're going to engage the rest of this army and going to get taken out pretty quickly.
Okay.
Just looking to do some more harassment damage.
Multiple spores going up in the 3rd base with some Hydras in the main base. This Warp Prism is pretty much stuck.
Well, yeah, but it's still forcing the 3 Hydras to be there.
Oh, definitely.
So in a way, it kind of is paying for itself just by being a presence. And Zeal looking to take that 4th base now as well.
He's got the
now, our
Valkyries
Zerg is maxed, so it's going to come down to him to try and make this engagement happen. But against that many sentries with full energy, and we do have Storm, which is almost complete, we'll look to try and get the High Templar on the high ground, is where I'd be putting him.
Very unfortunate timing here for Next attacking right as Storm completes. So
yeah, Storm just completed now, and the +3 weapon attacks is about to complete as well.
Alright, Storm.
Yeah, alright, Storm catches a few units, but it's just going to be enough to try and push him away. But next is Max, so where does he go from here? He kind of needs to engage. We still have a lot of High Templar there with a decent amount of energy. Some of them has 2 Storms apiece. Good blink, they're going to pick off a few extra free units.
Zeal's 4th base went down as well. A handful of Roaches and a few Hydras just picked it off while the main fight was going down.
Yep, and we are being reinforced now with a few extra Vipers as well, full energy. Gonna see if that comes into effect.
So,
but really, where do you go from next from here? Because this army is looking incredibly powerful from Zeal.
yeah.
If he gets the right, there goes the force fields.
Oh, huge
These storms!
They're completely trapped in the force field donut.
He needs to start storming more, or getting all those. The rest of his High Templar looks like they've been picked off. But the Concave just too much from Zeal. He's going to get in there. The army's huge. Decent force fields. Guardian Shield soaking up a lot of that damage as well. This 4th base is gone. Oh, going to catch all those drones. They're not going to go anywhere. Killing 13 in total as well as that 4th base, while securing his own 4th base at the same time.
So with that fight, it's going to be really hard for next year. He didn't have a bank to max out on. He's going to come over here to deal with the Zealot army leading his natural, completely vulnerable to this push from Zeal.
It is indeed. He's going to be in a decent position for the force fields, which is what we see just now. Interesting timing with the blink, choosing to blink them all instead of one back at a time. But I don't think he has anything to worry about. Only engaging these small amounts of Hydras. Blinding Clouds do go down, but they just the Stalkers do just blink out of it.
Zealot warping in the main from that Warp Prism is tearing apart the rest of these drones in GG. So Zeal's going to go up 1-0 in this game. 1 win away from advancing to the round of 8 here.
Siegfried asking, does anyone know if Next went to sleep yet? Otherwise he's going to school on the back of this. Wow, what a beast. Next choosing his second map as Coda. That was very nicely played by Zeal. It felt like Next had a little bit of a benefit with the way he held the early game. However, just Zeal played it really patient, just getting the army he wanted, getting the upgrades he wanted, and then that combined with the unfortunate timing that Next chose to attack. Like in 2020 hindsight vision, it would be nice if next actually hit before he was fully maxed. That way he would have hit before